Alright, what's going on YouTube? Rack718 back with another video. Glad to be back with you guys. I finally have a CGC unboxing. I've been waiting for these comics for a while now. If you remember from past videos, I submitted 75 comics to CGC maybe a couple months ago. The process did take 7-8 weeks. According to their website, it did take 7-8 weeks. And that's kind of why I choose that end of con season. It kind of works out for me as far as timing, whatever. So these are 25 books. Technically there are moderns, but they're older moderns, I guess 80s, 90s, maybe some 2000s. These were pressed, and for the most part these are duplicates, or maybe something I want to add to the PC. So let's just see what we have here. So I opened the box already, as you can tell, just to save some time. Web of Spider-Man 97. Definitely found this in the dollar book. It's the first appearance of Night Watch, or the first appearance of Dr. Kevin Trench. Just, I don't know, just a first appearance. I wanted to add it to the PC. Never know what happens to that. Always wanted this book. I think you guys remember this. Never had this in the PC. I have the Canadian variant, the Canadian flag variant. I have that. But to add this to the PC is pretty cool. Wolverine Origins #2, the US flag cover. I believe that's the regular cover. So I have one copy of that, and I think I submitted two. Let's see if it's right after. Yeah, it's right after this one. So I have another copy. Submitted two that I thought were really sharp copies, even with the black border and black cover, kind of. Not sure how much it goes for. We'll see. Maybe 50 bucks, maybe 100. I don't know what I'll do with those, but definitely goes well with the Canadian flag slab I have now. So glad to have that. So again, I submitted 25 to CGC, and I'm not gonna lie, I looked, and they all came back, or 19 of them came back 9/8. I wish all of them came back, but 19 came back 9/8, 19 out of 25. For the most part, these are like wall books or dollar books maybe I found during the Comic-Con season. Very glad to get this back as a 9/8. I mean, this is like a $500 book now. I believe I did a trade. I kind of remember this. I was at a con, and I think I did a trade with someone plus some cash. And this particular dealer had this book, plus he had the set, the 1 through 6 set. And I probably should have bought both because they were really both in good shape. But I got this, and it's the first comic appearance of Terry, or who's that? Terry McLinnis, the Batman Beyond character. So glad to have that in the PC. Just a book that's definitely getting some attention, and I'm glad I found it. And believe it or not, I had that book for like maybe two Comic-Cons ago. I mean, it was like really, I don't even know if it was last year, maybe 2 years ago at this con that I went to, that I just been kind of hoarding it, so I decided to grade it. Glad I did. The Thing 35, first appearance of Shane Ventura as the new Miss Marvel. Very scarce book. I think maybe only a handful in the CGC census, maybe like 20 or so. 9/8 maybe is $100, 150, I can't recall, but this is my second copy. I had a CBCS 9/8, if you remember, and that got converted to a CGC 9/8. So to get this graded, I want to say this is a dollar book I found, maybe white pages. So again, just gonna hold that, put that in the PC. I have two copies of that now. So again, another book I found in the long box is Amazing Spider-Man 272, Origin of First Appearance of Slide. Yeah, just hard to sell a raw comic, at least for me. I think I heard on a podcast too. A lot of dealers, it's hard to, or collectors I should say, it's hard to sell a raw comic book if you know it's a high grade 9/8. It's hard for me. I gotta grade it and kind of get the full value of it. But Anything Spider-Man, I think, is hot. I mean, this is from 1986, first appearance of this character here. And I can't recall, I mean, but maybe a 50, 60, $75 book, maybe 100, I'm not sure. Glad to put that in the PC. I think this I just got for the cool cover effect is Daredevil 323 from 1993. It's an early Venom appearance. Reminds me of another modern book that came out maybe last year, of a Venomized cover like this. So came back in 98, this early Daredevil. Glad to add that to the PC. Oh yeah, very happy to add this. I mean, especially with all the attention this is getting. This Annihilation Conquest Wrath #1 from 2007. Look at that, just a cool cover. First appearance of Wrath, this character here. Cover by Clint Langley. Yeah, just a beautiful cover. I have the set of this, and I have some more #1 issues. Maybe I'll decide to grade. But again, just glad to add this to the PC. Just a beautiful comic. And key first appearance of what's going on nowadays. So yeah, I probably should mention that part of the 5 comics were actually rejects. Rejects from other submissions that I sent in the past. So again, it's always good practice. I mean, it's hard if you grade it in and it comes back at 9.6 and then you think it's a 9.8 and you crack it and do all that work. That's a little bit difficult for me. So I'll normally pre-screen the books, and if they come back rejected, I'll look at it again. And for the most part, some of the rejects still look 9.8. Maybe they might need some extra love as far as pressing, or maybe, well, yeah, that's probably it. I mean, or maybe you just want, if they still look 9.8, you want to resubmit it. And this was one of those. I have 5 that were rejects. And, oh wow, it's off-white to white pages too, which this is my first 9.8 with off-white to white pages. That's interesting, but just a very cool John Byrne cover. Spectacular Spider-Man 101. Yeah, I want to say, for some reason, this book in a 9.8 is like $300, $400, I want to say. I can't recall, but I've been trying to grade this for a while now. This is the first 9.8 I've had. And again, this was a reject initially. But yeah, it looks really cool. Oops. So let's keep it going. I got another one. I forgot about this. I got another Amazing Spider-Man 272. So this, again, the first appearance of Slide. So I have 2 copies of this now. Keep that in the PC. I got my rejects here, which we'll see what those are in a few minutes. Those should be 6 comics. Again, this submission was 19 for 25. Again, this was a reject as well. I remember this. Daredevil 254, Origin First Appearance of Typhoid Mary. So I finally got my copy. I want to say this was a $200 book. Can't remember really if this was a dollar book or a wall book. I can't remember. But if it was a wall book, I can't imagine paying more than, you know, $10, $20 maybe. But now it's 9.8, about $200 maybe. Not sure, but first appearance of Typhoid Mary right there. Again, this was another just a raw book sitting in my long box that just looked too good. I thought it used to say in older versions the first appearance of Aisha, but maybe not. Very rare book though. Not that many in the census. It is a thick book. I remember it is a thick book, one of those thicker books. But Fantastic Four #11 from 1998. I guess I'll just say early appearance of Aisha, but the label says it's a homage cover to Fantastic Four 67. So we'll just keep it like that. Alright, this was a reject. This is my second copy now. And it's funny when people talk about movies, they talk about, you know, the books going down in value. But if you look at this book for some reason, it's still a $200, $300 book at a 9.8. And I don't know why that is. But Iron Man 219, first appearance of the Ghost, this character here. This is my second copy, I believe. So now I have two in the PC. I have to decide what I want to do with those. But um, yeah, this was a reject. I looked at it. I said it still looks good. Let me just look at it closer. I mean, it didn't have any ticks. It didn't have any. I mean, I'm looking at it now. It looks like a solid. I mean, it has a funny corner up top, but that's just like that publication corner fold or whatever you want to call it. I mean, just a solid, beautiful book. I mean, $200-300. I'll have to decide what I want to do with that. I have two copies now. I believe this was a recheck. No, this was not. No, this wasn't. This was just a wall book I found. My second copy now, believe it or not. Century #1, first appearance of this century. I need to stop hoarding these. I just keep multiple slabs of them. I have like 3 copies of the Lobo Daughter 9/8 and like 3 slabs of that Wolverine Daughter, the Gabby. I mean, this is like my second copy of this, so I need to decide what I want to do with these. Century #1, first appearance of the century, just a hard 9/8. But when I saw it at the con, I looked at it from the wall and I knew it was a 9/8 and I bought it. I mean, I can't imagine paying more than 20-30 maybe for this book, but just, I'm looking at it now, just a beautiful black cover. I mean, I think it's going for what, 300? I don't think more than that, maybe 300, 325 maybe. But just a beautiful first appearance right there. Couple more, ladies and gentlemen. I got this X-Men 205. I have another copy of this. Probably my third 9/8. This first appearance of Hope Summers. So I think the variant is probably the one you want to get by J. Scott Campbell, which is a cool cover. But this is definitely respectable in the market. I want to say $150 slab right here, 9/8. So again, my third copy of that book. Now this was a resubmit. Oh, I think that X-Men 205 was a reject as well. And then this was a reject as well. Finally, this Hood #1. I mean, I just never see this book online. I mean, I've looked and saved it and looked. I made it. I might have saw one and just kind of lost track of it and it sold. But this is a very hard to find key. 9.8. First appearance of Peter Robbins, the Hood, and it looks like there's only like 97 9/8, but there's over 500 graded. So you do the math. I mean, just a very rare, maybe a $200-300 slab right here, just to let you know. But if you look online, you won't see this 9/8. You'll see the series is 1 through 6. You'll see that set, maybe 20-30 bucks. But to get this in high grade slab 9/8, and you save that search, you won't get a hit for like 1, 2, 6, 7 months. I mean, I've looked, but glad to have this in the PC. This is pretty much a dollar book I found, and I have like 2 or 3 more copies of that #1 as well. So. Glad to have that in the PC. Another copy is probably my fourth 9/8. That's X-Men #4 from 1992. First appearance of Omega Red. I think this is like off and on picking up heat. Maybe $125, $150 book on a good day. You never know. This I think I just got for the cover, but I think it's a $100 slab. I mean, just a cool cover by what is this, Mark Silvestri and Dan Green cover when Wolverine gets possessed here. Just a cool cover, and again I found it, and what, $1 long box. It looked like a 9/8, and look, it is a 9/8. So I can't recall what this goes for, but I just wanted to grade it. Cool cover. And oh wow, I don't know if this is my second or third copy. Did I send 3 of these? This is Web of Spider-Man 97 again, first appearance of Night Watch. So those are my 19 slabs. Let's see the rejects. These should be 6 rejects. Let's see what the verdict is on these. And I'll probably have to look at these closer. and decide what I want to do with these, but it's pretty much the norm as far as what I do, sending a few rejects back because yeah, I don't know, they might get tired or something, and then they will grade favorably on the next go around. So you just never know with raw books and CGC. So let's see if I can remember. Yeah, I don't know, I gotta look at this, but it's Monolith #1 that was rejected. So it's the first appearance of the Monolith, early DC comic. Amazing Spider-Man 210, first appearance of Madam Web. I mean, just looking at it now, I don't see any ticks. So maybe something inside, maybe something on the back. I'll double check. But that would have been nice getting that as a 9.8. Marvel Tales. I wanted this. Wait, what? Yeah, I'm trying to see. Usually they have notes on. In the past, usually they put a sticky note on the comic, like what's wrong with it, but this submission, I don't see any sticky notes. So, yeah, I wanted this 9.8, first appearance of Spider-Ham. So that got rejected. This Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 107. It's the first appearance in this comic. I wanted a slab. Scalp #1. I found this in Second and Charles. I thought this was a 9.8. I mean, I don't see any ticks here. So again, I gotta double check these. Nothing wrong with resubmitting. I mean, I wouldn't. What's this? Black Canary. This is a thick book, so I gotta double check this. I don't see any ticks, so I just double check these. But those are my 6 rejects. That's my submission right there. And stay tuned. I have 2 more boxes to open, so we'll see if I open them tomorrow or later in the week, but stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Definitely share your comments. Let me know what you think, what you have, and what you're submitting to CGC. And as always, collect what you want to collect, but please take care of those comics, and I'll talk to you later.